Hello, welcome to Safe Travels. My name is Tony Luke. I'm going to discuss today France. I had an opportunity. I took a train from Venice into France. It was the overnight train. So people tried to sleep. I actually ran into someone from California, and they ended up drinking. We were in the hallway of the train, right outside the compartment, and they drank all night. We talked and laughed and everything else. So it was kind of an interesting trip. I'm sure all the rest of the passengers were very annoyed with us. But Paris, let's talk about Paris. Paris is it's a great city. It's amazing. I went to the Eiffel Tower. I actually tried to walk up the Eiffel Tower, and I don't even know how far I got up. I gave up after a while, and I had to walk all the way back. I probably would have made it. I should have taken the elevator down. I was trying to be cheap and not take the elevator. It was a bad move. On the streets, there's vendors everywhere. A lot of immigrants. Nothing against immigrants, but it seemed a lot of non-nationals that were selling the little towers, the little Eiffel Towers, stuff like that. And you could barter with them or haggle with them and get different pricing. But the Eiffel Tower, extremely cool. I was able to. One of the best parts of France, I think, the best parts of Paris was I don't even know what it's called. There's a section of Paris, and there's the Salvador Dali Museum experience, something like that. And it really wasn't like one of the well-known things, but it seemed to be in this little area where there was tables. I remember going up a hill to get to it, and there was tables, and it seemed like that stereotypical bunch of French people sitting outside at a table sipping coffee or something like that. And but so it was a lot of painters and artists were around. It was kind of cool. The Salvador Dali Museum was incredible. If you like that kind of painting, whatever. But it was a very interesting museum, incredibly interesting. So I recommend that. The the metro, the travel, the transportation systems, incredible. Definitely one of the best in the world. Let's see what else there was. The Notre Dame Cathedral was very interesting. Actually, I went inside, checked it out. Okay, it's big, it's architecture. That's great. On the way out, there was some Eastern European immigrants. Not really sure what they were doing. The one girl was trying to make some kind of, they were asking for money. They were begging to get travel fare. And it was probably a scam, probably drug addicts. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe she really wanted to get back to wherever from Eastern Europe she was. What else was there? I don't want to be stereotypical. I don't want to stereotype French people. My grandparents actually came from France to the United States. But I can tell you that when I went to the one grocery store and I bought some groceries and the girl really quickly just she acted when I didn't understand how much I was supposed to pay her. She got just like, oh, and she was just so annoyed and so aggravated, just so just condescending, and just like I just ruined her day. That I actually spoke English and made her think twice about having to help me. The other part was in the underground, then the subway, the metro. One of the stations was closed. There was some reconstruction going on, and so there was a window, and they were behind the window. Now, being behind a pane of glass and having a little speaker makes it extremely difficult to speak and communicate with customers. We all know that. We've all had that experience. You can't hear them very well. It's muffled. They can't hear you very well. Then when you add in a language barrier, it makes it 10 times worse. And, all I wanted to know was if I could get to, and I had the map, and I knew the name of the street. And it's not like it was rocket science. I can communicate relatively well. And I tried my best just to get an answer out of this person. And they were just, I'm, I'm pretty sure they were swearing at me in French. And it was for no reason. Okay, I apologize. I speak in English, whatever. And so I understand here in the U.S. when, travelers, or when people in the U.S. get upset with people like speaking Spanish, or I understand the people who are speaking Spanish's point of view, because when you're in another country and you don't speak the language very well, it doesn't take very much to help people out. In Greece, great story. People were incredibly friendly and were able to help out. Italy, they were great. But in France, they just weren't so helpful. And they're kind of rude, really. I didn't have a whole lot of money, so I didn't get to do a lot of whole the, French restaurants, whatever. But the currency, again, it was the euro. The one other great experience, if you ever go to Paris, is the Rodin Museum. Incredible. To think that someone could sculpt out of rock these things just amazes me. There's a lot of pickpockets in Europe, in New York. I mean, anywhere there's thieves everywhere. And I'm pretty sure I spotted a few. But, the way I look and the way I act is a little different. And I never keep money in my back pocket. I don't put my wallet in my back pocket. They're never going to get anything. And I'm pretty confident I'll know if they try. But I thought I saw some people looking. It was either they were really bad security, undercover security, or they were bad thieves, or they were going to be thieves. And I'm sure people with a little less attention, a little less detail-oriented, probably would have never have noticed. And I'm sure they would have. So you got to be a little careful anywhere you travel, not just France, anywhere you travel. But Paris is it's a great city. It took me a while to find a hotel. I kind of went on the fly. I just had to list a few hotels, and I figured I'd be able to find a place. And it wasn't that easy, but I did. And from memory, it was a nice little place. In fact, I think it was a hostel. I'm pretty sure it was. It was a hostel. It was not a shared room, but it was secure, and there was places to put your baggages and everything like that. But it was a good place, and it was relatively cheap, so that helped out. So Paris, great place, recommended. But I hate to say the stereotypes are true. I really do hate to say that, so I'm not gonna say it, and I'll let you figure out, make your own decision. But I am French. My grandparents were from France, so I'm not, going out of the way here. Anyway, if you get a chance to visit it, you got to see it at night. It's awesome. The Eiffel Tower is incredible. There's just so much to see, and there's so much to do. You got to plan it out, and you got to take your time. But it's a great place. Okay, so that's Paris, and we'll go from there. Hopefully, the next one will be posted soon. Have safe travels.